The road to War Memorial Stadium continues on Friday night for the Booneville Bearcats and concludes on Saturday for the Greenwood Bulldogs. Welcome to the River Valley Sports Report. I'm your host, Leland Barclay. This show is presented by the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette and sponsored by Ashley Air. The Greenwood Bulldogs fell behind Little Rock Parkview by 2 touchdowns on Friday night in the semifinals of the Class 6A playoffs, but rallied to win 45-35 at Smith Robinson Stadium. The win was the 49th straight for the Bulldogs at home, but more importantly earned them a 15th trip to the state championship game. Friday, Parkview led 14-0 and 21-7 after the first quarter. Greenwood scored on its final 3 possessions of the second quarter to take a 27-21 lead at the half. The Bulldogs scored on the first possession of the second half, recovered an onside kick, and scored again for a 42-21 lead. Greenwood's offense took control in the second half, allowing Parkview to run just 7 offensive plays over the final 2 quarters. Here's what Greenwood head coach Chris Young had to say after the victory.
Those guys are probably going to run it back. So we were just waiting on the best time and fortunately got the onside kick. But I tell you what, I am really, really proud of those guys.
You know, defensively, most of the year, Coach, we played pretty good. Tonight, the offense got it done, but the defense got it done when they needed to.
Yeah, you know, it's a different game with those guys. They're so athletic. They're so fast. You know, they catch hit screen and go 80. And you know, I think we're going to see the same thing next week, so at least we got a little taste of it this week. But, man, we're going to celebrate this one night because I tell you what, guys, this is a heck of a win. This is a heck of a win for our program, for our kids, for our coaches, staff. And I'm ready to go celebrate with them, hug on them a little bit.
Go on, Coach.
The Booneville Bearcats advanced to the Class 3A semifinals with a 49-21 win over Glen Rose on Friday in a game covered by Walter Woody. It was the Bearcats' typical ground control offense with 50 runs for a season-high 510 rushing yards. Glen Rose scored to open the third quarter to narrow Booneville's lead to 28-21, and then the Beavers recovered the onside kick. Booneville's defense held, and the offense answered with 3 touchdowns for the win. The Lamar Warriors season came to an end on Friday on Highway 10 in Little Rock, where they lost to Pulaski Robinson 49-14 in a game covered by Robert Yates. Lamar tied the game at 14-14 with 4:57 left in the first half with a 15-play drive capped by Landon Harrison's 12-yard touchdown run and a 2-point run by Tony Ballmer. Robinson scored 2 quick touchdowns to take a 28-14 lead at the half and went on to the win. That's going to take us to halftime of the River Valley Report. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsor, Ashley Air, with Gimme 5 and a look at the 6A championship game with information you won't get anywhere else.
The Martins came over, we were having spaghetti when we suddenly noticed that we started getting sweaty as the temperature approached 90 degrees. My buddy said, man, you gotta call AshleyAir.com. When your air conditioner breaks, they're the one you want. AshleyAir.com. They're fast and they're good and they got it going on. The technician showed up the very same day. Got it fixed right and fast, he was on his way. When your air conditioner breaks, you know who to call. There's only one choice, AshleyAir.com.
Gimme 5. Here are the top 5 performances from last week. Number 1, Greenwood's offense ran an amazing 101 plays on Friday night for 570 yards and 39 first downs in the 45-35 win over Parkview. The Bulldogs had a 16-play, 9-minute, 11-second drive in the second half that resulted in Ben Moy's 27-yard field goal. Number 2, Greenwood quarterback Hunter Houston threw for 368 yards and 4 touchdowns, with Aiden Kennan snaring 12 passes for 163 of those yards and 3 of the touchdowns on catches of 21, 32, and 9 yards. Number 3, Booneville quarterback Randon Ray ran for 210 of Booneville's 510 yards in the Bearcats' 48-21 win over Glen Rose. Number 4, the Greenwood Lady Bulldogs remained undefeated in the early going in basketball, beating Nashville last week. Number 5, the Lavaca Golden Arrows beat Cedarville and Dover last week to start the season with a 6-1 mark. Lavaca is hosting the Golden Arrow Classic this week. In Class 7A, Fayetteville will play three-time champion Bryan on Saturday night for the championship of the state's largest classification. Greenwood will play El Dorado on Saturday at noon for the Class 6A state championship. This marks Greenwood's 15th state championship game appearance, which is the most in the state in the modern era of the playoffs, which began in 1968. The Bulldogs are the second seed from the 6A West. El Dorado is the second seed in the 6A East, having lost at Jonesboro in the first conference game of the season in September. To say that these teams are offensive-minded would be maybe the understatement of the year. Greenwood is averaging 480 yards and 41 points per game. El Dorado is averaging 475 yards and 45 points per game. Greenwood's trio of receivers Luke Brewer, Aiden Kennan, and L.J. Robbins have all caught at least 60 passes this season. Quarterback Hunter Houston has thrown for 2,992 yards and 26 touchdowns. El Dorado has the rare combination of a 3,000-yard passer, a 1,000-yard runner, and a 1,000-yard receiver, with quarterback Sharman Rester throwing for 3,479 yards and 41 touchdowns, running back Shadarius Plummer rushing for 1,109 yards and 19 touchdowns, and receiver Jackie Washington having caught 1,140 yards of receptions and 15 touchdowns. The capper to all this is that this is the 100th season in school history for El Dorado's football team to be called the Wildcats. So will it be a historic season? We'll see on Saturday. As expected, Pulaski Academy is in the Class 5A state championship game and will play 5A Central foe Whitehall. In the Class 3A playoffs, Boonville travels to Harding Academy in one semifinal on Friday, with Prescott and McGee playing in the other. It's December, and that means it's almost time for Christmas. I have two great ideas for Christmas gifts for your favorite sports-minded person. First, there's a subscription to the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, which comes with a free iPad. Second, there is the Prep Rally Collector's Book that's chock full of photographs and stories. Now let's take a look at some of the photos by the award-winning Arkansas Democrat-Gazette photographers. They can be seen and purchased on our website at nwaonline.com/photo, so be sure to check those out online or in the digital edition of the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. If you are not a subscriber to the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, you missed last week's River Valley Report, you missed the most comprehensive stats in the state, and you missed a great story by veteran writer Nate Allen about two Northside standouts that made their mark for the Arkansas Razorbacks. You can join our team by subscribing online at nwaonline.com and click the subscribe button, or by calling our customer service line at 479-684-5509. That's going to wrap up this week's River Valley Sports Report, sponsored by Ashley Air. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more updates like this, and God bless you.